morning. So today I'm going to do a kind of like a shop my pantry and then meal plan video. And then I think I'll just do the grocery haul for the month separately. So you'll just see that one tomorrow instead of combining them together. But we just got back in town. It's Monday today. But yeah, we just got back into town from being in Orlando for the weekend, and we need to go grocery shopping. I went and got a few things to finish out, like 2 recipes I had left from my meal plan from this previous month. So I do have a couple meals I can get out of that at least to tide us over until I go to this grocery store. But so I'll show you that. And then I will show you our pantry and our fridge, what that looks like. And I'll show you, like, tell you what is actually for the 2 remaining meals. So, I mean, those will be gone within a couple of days anyway. So let me just get into it. All right. Okay, there it is. So I have 2 recipes left, which is the chicken sofritos with Mexican rice, and then the creamy tuna stuffed peppers and roasted chickpeas with a sweet potato quinoa salad. So you can hear green in the background. So I went and got the stuff, the fresh produce stuff that I needed for these 2. So you will see that in the fridge, and I'll tell you what that stuff is in a minute. And then besides that, everything else is kind of what we had left over before we went out of town and what it would usually look like at the end of the month. But I just need to go to the grocery store since I will only have 1 child while I do this, since Aria is at Vacation Bible School this week, so I can actually go grocery shopping for the month with just Karina, which will be a little bit easier. But yeah, so it's not very organized right now. I'll go through my condiments. I do know I'll need more ketchup. I think that might be it really for that side. And then I have enough mayo. I might get more mayo. But for the condiments, that's pretty much it. We do have a couple gallons of milk. I might get one more since this one's about gone actually, so it's not a couple gallons. We have a gallon and that little much left. This is from the girls from this morning. I have a little bit of, or actually, it's pretty full for the almond milk. Some Greek yogurt, and then some yogurt, strawberry yogurt for the girls. Still, I have a little bit of orange juice. I might get some more if I remember. And that we just kind of fill up to have 2 things of water. I just got the grapes today because I wanted a little bit more fruit to snack on before we went to the grocery store. So that is from today. Down here, we typically do not have Coke at all. But during the surprise baby shower that my friends threw me, and a couple of my friends that are also pregnant, they got stuff for the dad, and they got stuff to make like drinks for them. So that's why we have Coke. So this is stuff I got today. I got 2 red bell peppers for my thing, or for my recipes, and then 2 green ones, and then the mini bell peppers that I would need. So that stuff is going towards like the 2 remaining recipes. Down here, I had the tomatoes, the grape tomatoes, I cannot think, and the spinach, bags of spinach and kale from last week. So I'm gonna make like salads with that and probably just kale chips, like Parmesan kale chips to snack on. I did get some cilantro today. They were out of parsley, like fresh parsley. So I'll just, like for the recipe I needed, so I'll just use dried parsley probably. And then over here we had a little bit of blueberries left. I'll probably freeze some because I like them frozen in like breakfast stuff. And then Aria likes some frozen better as well. Oops, my watch just went off. But today I went and got these because I know that this won't be enough for all of us. So I got this today. I have all these apples and 2 peaches from last week, so I need to use these up for like snacks and stuff like that. I had hummus left over. I know I will use some of it in a recipe. A couple cherries left. And then up here, this is from Denny's from yesterday before we came home from our trip. Got the green onions today for a recipe. And then all of that is just some stuff that I had already meal prepped. I think that's cream cheese. And then that's just gonna go with whatever meal. It's just peas. And then I was snacking on peaches. So that's it for that. And then I just have some eggs left, not a lot. A couple Baby Bells, some bread. We got some sandwich meat the other day before we left. Some Parmesan cheese, which I'm sure I'll use when I do meal plan, but also I'm gonna probably do it with the kale to make Parmesan kale chips, and then just some blocks of cheese. All right, and then in our freezer, I put a couple things I had made before down here so they didn't go bad. So I have that, and then 2 ice packs. And then that's some curry I made. Oops. All right, and all of these, I think these are just frozen blueberries actually. But most of the Tupperware in here is meals. But I know I bought like a lot of fruit, so this is frozen strawberries. Tater tots, which the girls, or Arya, do not like for some reason, which is fine. But it's kind of crazy that kids don't like tater tots, but whatever. Some fries left over. I still have not ate this from like last month, but there's like this much left. And then we bought these last night since we just had gotten home, just for a quick thing for the girls. So there's like 6 corn dogs left or something like that. 1 loaf of bread, and then some broccoli pieces, bits, I don't know. This is some bell peppers I cut up for my paleo casserole, so I know I will be making that and use those. And then these are just strawberries, bananas, and then these are some cherries I had. And I'll put those in like yogurt or granola for breakfast, and then I use these for smoothies. So that is it for the fridge and freezer. And then our pantry looks like this. And again, I do have a couple things in here I will use for those 2 remaining meals. I know, like, I'll use some chickpeas and I think tuna and a couple of different things. But anyway, so I just have some peanut butter. I know these will be used up. That's honey back there. The quinoa will be used. That's just all my baking supplies. Oh, I do have more. I forgot we had a BOGO deal at Publix, so I don't need to get ketchup or mayo because I have some, so that's good. That is why I do this, to look and see what we have. So this is just like all the oils and stuff like that that do not fit in our actual cabinets. So just like red wine vinegar and what is that? Balsamic vinegar back there. Basic stuff. So I have diced tomatoes, the chickpeas. I still have tomato soup because I never did use that for grilled cheese. Excuse me. I'll be using this onion for the 2 recipes left over. I'll be using some of the, chicken. I did get chicken breast, but it says chicken of the sea. So tuna, and then there's just breadcrumbs back there. And then the snacks are kind of mixed matched right now, so I want to get a lot of snacks at the beginning, but I will eventually go back and get some snacks because I did kind of stock up a little bit for when we were out of town and at Disney. So that's just kind of this mess right now. And then we have a couple bags of kettle corn left, and I got this at Trader Joe's. It's good. It's just a toasted coconut granola. It's not focusing, but that's what it is. And a little bit of cereal in each. And Nesquik powder. I need to get more. I'd actually totally forgot that I had bought those because I was planning on bringing them to Disney. But I got those at Aldi, and it's the fruit and veggie snacks, like gummy packs. But I have those, but I need to get more oatmeal and like pancake mix. I know that. And I'm good on syrup. So that is really it. Yeah. So minus the stuff that is for the 2 recipes I have left that I am going to make, I will go based off of what's in my pantry to help try and get some more recipes out of it and to utilize it a little bit more. Like, I know we want some steaks, and I'll probably have beans on the side. So things like that. I know it's not like a bunch left over, which is fine and how I like it. So that is really how I try and do it whenever I do our meal planning for the month. And right now, I'm trying to figure out stuff that sounds good to me, because certain things don't at this point in pregnancy. And, you know, certain things do. So that is how I do it. Alright, so here is our monthly meal plan. If you hear anything in the background, the girls are watching Boss Baby while I finish filming this part. So they may walk in. But anyway, so I'll just read off what we're going to have. And I get this, I think I say it every time, but I get it from Pennies into Pearls, and she is actually on YouTube as well. And she has this free printable. Excuse me. I love it because you can write your fresh grocery list, and so each week I know what I will need, and I just have to go to the store for that, and then fruit and milk and whatever produce, you know, that will expire, go bad, whatever. If I had bought it like all at once, that's what I would be getting for the week of those meals. Or for the first week, I haven't been writing it into the fresh grocery list part because I just write it down on my grocery list for the whole month, since I know I'm going to use that stuff first. So that's why I just haven't been putting it there, and it's blank. So hopefully it'll focus a little bit better. But we're going to have a berry barbecue chicken with sweet potatoes and steamed veggie. I found the berry barbecue chicken part from Mind Over Munch, and it's just like a sauce that you put on chicken before you bake it, and it looked really good. And then I've been really wanting breakfast burritos again, so we're gonna double that, and then if we have any left over I can freeze them for like breakfast. And then chicken salad sandwiches with chips, non-pizza, and we're gonna double that as well. And then a 1-pan jambalaya with rolls. And then, I'm sorry if this is like not focused. Let me try it down. Let me put it down and see. So for week 2, I have dirty rice with tortilla chips, and I just can't remember where I found it. Probably on Pinterest, like a year or 2 ago. But it's kind of like a copycat for Chipotle's rice, but with, you know, extra stuff added into it. So we just like it. It's not like a true dupe, but it's really good. So that, I don't know, it's just called dirty rice. But anyway, we're going to have sausage and apple stuffed acorn squash, which I really love. 1-pan cheesy smoked sausage, which is, again, I love that. That one is not healthy at all. And neither is the next one, which is meatball subs with french fries. And then chicken wild rice casserole with butternut squash, which is pretty healthy, and it's really good and flavorful. Week 3, steak with baked beans and rolls. A peanut tofu Buddha bowl. Eric is kind of wary on the whole tofu part. I've made it, I think, a couple times whenever he was deployed this past deployment, and I really do like it. So we'll see if he does. We're going to do French toast with bacon, a crock-pot Italian chicken with noodles and green beans, or unless I would choose to do it over rice, but we'll see if I do it with noodles. And then chicken nachos. We're going to try and do like homemade nachos, and I probably will be lazy that day because I wrote down to get a rotisserie chicken and just use that chicken part, or you know, the parts from that chicken, whatever, to use for that recipe, just to make it a little bit easier on myself, because all of this I usually do meal prep it for like the week. I'll try and do all of the week's worth of stuff on one day, just because it's just nice to not be in the kitchen every day. I do love cooking, and I don't mind if I have to be in there every day, but especially right now, I am 30 weeks pregnant and I just get out of breath easily, and then with 2 kids, it's just easier for us right now, for me, to try and get all done whenever I can. And so if I'm going to use a convenience for a rotisserie chicken versus making, you know, cooking it on my own for just one thing, I'm going to right now. So that was just a little, that wasn't even on topic really, but yeah. Anyway, for the 4th week, I'm going to do crock pot red beans and rice with cornbread. It sounded pretty good, and I don't think I've ever made red beans and rice, but I have a couple of crock pot meals on this meal plan this time, just for it to be a little bit easier on myself. So we'll see if that one is good. And then I'm going to try a coconut crusted tofu with sweet chili sauce, rice, and probably just fry it. I'm not sure if I'm going to fry it, bake it, or whatever, but some zucchini. And again, I don't know if Eric actually saw this on the meal plan, but it looked really good, and it's just not focusing there. But it looked really good, so I'm excited to try it. And then a chicken apple sausage skillet, and I'm going to double that because it doesn't make a whole bunch, because we've made it before. And then have that with brown rice and frozen broccoli, like the ones that I had in the freezer already. I just wanted to remember that I'm using frozen broccoli and not, you know, fresh broccoli, so I don't have to like go out and buy something that I don't need. Anyway, I'm going to do cinnamon rolls and double that probably, and then do bacon and eggs, and then a crock pot of spaghetti and vegetables with rolls, and see how that is. And excuse me, I do try and do like simple meals like the pizza and a couple things of like breakfast for dinners, because it's just easy, and I know the girls will eat it, to be honest, and it helps keep the budget down. So sorry, that's all the dinners planned, and we do eat leftovers, and Eric will take stuff to work as well. And then I just kept this from last time down there the same, because it's basically the same, and it just helps me kind of keep track of different ideas. But I'm going to make a paleo breakfast casserole, you know, have oatmeal and fruit, smoothies, and egg scramble, breakfast burritos, and then snack ideas are just fruit, nuts, hummus, and veggies. I have some like little, not like, I don't know if it's like a protein bar kind of type things I can just throw in my purse. I've ate hard-boiled eggs recently, which I'm not like craving them, but they don't taste like horrible to me. So I'll have that with like some cheese sticks. But yeah, that is basically it for our monthly meal plan. I'm sorry if it's not focusing. I should have just shown you it while I had it typed up on the computer, and maybe it would have been a little bit better, but you never know. But yeah, so that is it. And then in the next video, I will show you our meal, or our grocery haul.